but Halobel raced up on the outside and took over here. Spurge and Miss Luminary trying to go with it, but Halobel is racing clear. Halobel won by 2.5, Miss Luminary.
Yeah, finally she puts her head in front of this little filly. She's been a difficult horse to train. She's sort of been throwing her head around and over-racing in her races, and she's sort of slow out the other day, and finally we got her into a race that everything sort of went right and she won really well. So hopefully she can continue on now. I think she's just a filly that's going to take a lot of racing, and the more she does, the better she's going to get. Got a heap of ability, but just does so much wrong at the races. So great result, and well done to a very patient bunch of owners. Yeah, had a couple of horses race really well through the week. This little bloke, Tennessee Knight, had his first start. He's got a ton of ability, this little bloke, but did a lot wrong. So he's certainly a nice little young horse, a little 3-year-old that's worthwhile following in the stable. I thought the horses that went to town the other day, they were all pretty good. You know, Ziggy ran his usual race.
Prince Ziggy is launching late, but it's Ruta Middle in front. The race was run to suit him, and Ruta Middle went home to win the first from King's Full. Prince Ziggy.
Meninga, we tried her up over the 1500, and she's only beaten about half a length, 3/4 of a length, so that sort of might just work with her, keeping her up over a mile now that she's sort of up over there. Opens up a lot of doors for her. Little Miss Gutser was good. She just got a bit further back than what I would like to have her to have got, and but I still thought she's got to the line nice and strong. I think she's one of those horses. I think this prep's going to be okay for her. She's going to win a couple of races, but once again, I think she's going to be better again next prep. So interesting horse. And Big Hums, he was probably on face value probably a little bit disappointed, but he was just too fresh. He just jumped out and bounced outside the leader and over raced a little bit. And I thought he was just average getting to the line. So he is traditionally a horse that does need a couple of starts. Yeah, Haley's Diva. I'll take her to Kyneton on Monday. Goes up to the 1850. She was okay over 1400 first up. She's just a really nice, probably 1.25 mile filly. This is second up. You can see now her coat's just starting to really come through. She's just been really long and woolly and wintry in her coat, and it's just now starting to really come through, but you can sort of see she's that really nice, fit sort of looking mare. She's just doing a lot of work now, like a really good staying filly, so I'm keen to sort of get her over a trip. She was sort of ready to go last time in, and she just hurt her foot and she had to go to the paddock. So this is probably the first prep that we've really been able to sort of get to the bottom of her. But she's lovely and sound. She's very fit, and really looking forward to her having a good prep. She just going up to the 1800. I think she's probably still one run away, but I've no doubt she'll be very competitive on Monday. Okay, young Duro, we'll probably take him to Kyneton on Monday. He's probably been a little bit disappointed, but he's just had a lot of time off, and he's probably racing about 25-30 kilos above what he has done. Just give him a bit of a walk, Matt. But we're going to drop him back to the 1100 metres and see how he goes. Around a little tight track, I'm going to drop him right back to 58 grade. He's a big, strong brute of a thing, so he'll get plenty of weight, but he'll have no worries carrying it. But he'd probably D-Day for him on Monday to really sort of see where we're at. I just hope there's not too much rain around, because Craig Robertson's ridden him a couple of times, and he was quite adamant that he wasn't sort of going all that well in the wet. So I just want to get him into an 1100 metre race on top of the ground, have no questions, and see where he's at. He's just an older horse that's had an injury, and whether he just hasn't come up, I'm not sure. But I don't want to have any excuses his next start. I want to have him in his pet distance looks to be about 1100 metres and on top of the ground. So we just hope we don't get too much rain over the weekend. Okay, Luka Mori, he was balloted the other day. I was really disappointed because I wanted to go to the race with him. He's ready to race this horse, and his last couple of starts have been good. His work is good, everything's right with him. He just needs to get back to the races. So he's probably going to have to go round at Kyneton on Monday. Unfortunately, he's going to have to run against Haley's Diva. So I'm going to have the two of them in the one race, which I don't really want to do because I think both horses are going really well. He's a lot fitter than Haley, so he'll probably be right around about the mark. I don't think there's a real lot of improvement as far as fitness goes. Education-wise, he's a bit of a dummy. He needs to go to the races. He needs to do a bit more of it. But he's in very good condition, this horse, and he'll go really well on Monday. Give him a walk, please, Tanisha. As you can see, he's very fit, this horse. He's just starting to get a few dapples coming through in his coat. He's just one of these hard, difficult horses where he's got a heap of ability, but his just temperament lets him down a little bit. But everything's sort of slowly getting there with him. But that is Luka Mori at Kyneton on Monday.
G'day guys, welcome to Around the Stables. This week's horse is a horse called Mauser. He's had a few homes, he's been around the block a few times, but I think this time in is certainly the best he's been working. He's always been a colt, so we gelded him, brought him back in, and even though he was a nice quiet colt, he was I think he was sort of having to think about a few things. So yeah, really impressed with the way he's been working up here at home, and then furthermore going to the trials, he's been quite impressive for quite a lowly rated horse. He's certainly working a lot better than that. So pretty keen to take him to the races first up. We'll give him a little bit of break from that trial. He's sort of a horse that he takes a few days to sort of get over his gallops and he's certainly his trials. So we'll make sure he's ready to rock and roll first up, but it'll probably be either Kilmore, Kyneton, something like that. Nice sort of on-speed track, yeah, wherever you take him, he'll be mighty competitive first up, and I think he's a horse that can put a few together. So hopefully he can do that this prep.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. Geez, we've had a busy week this week. Had a lot of horses, did a lot of travelling. Had 8 horses trial this morning in at Geelong. A couple of our better sort of horses. I think a couple of these horses are going to be pretty much screwed down first up to be really competitive. So probably in 2 weeks' time, we should have about 4 or 5 of these horses at trial today, sort of going to the races, and be expecting to be sort of right around about the mark first up. So pretty good. They've had a couple of trials all ready to go. What else is happening in racing? Interesting, Friday night at the Valley is a benchmark 64, and not one horse in the race is actually below 64. Even the emergencies, who are 65 raters, have been balloted. So that's just ridiculous. Horses running out of their grade. So it's something I think the handicapping department really need to have a big look at. You can't be a 64 horse and not get a run in the 64. It's just ludicrous. That's the whole idea of benchmark racing, is that horses race in their own grade. But anyway, I think it's a real issue that it's interesting, isn't it? Trainers are quite happy now to allow horses to carry 62, 63, where years ago it was just unheard of. So interesting, but I'm sure somebody will get onto it, no doubt. Until next week, see you later. What else? Springtime? Okay, no idea. Anyway, it'd be lovely to have one going. No, it's terrible. Raved on too much.
It is brave.
That's it for another week at Emsley Lodge. Thanks for watching. See, no arm. See, you got me thinking about it.